Welcome to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Life presents experiences that add a layer to who we are and how we see the world, affecting how we communicate. Lydia is here to help you take apart the layers and create new ways to connect and build relationships. So now, please welcome the host of Layers of Communication, Lydia Taggart.
Hello, all my friends. It's good to see you here again. This is Layers of Communication, and I'm your host, Lydia Taggart. I'm so excited to be with you today. I have something amazing and so simple to share with you on building our relationships and getting through those different layers. So we went on a vacation. It was a very long road trip for Thanksgiving. We went down to Thatcher, Arizona to visit some family, and we haven't seen them for 4 or 5 years, long time. But in the process, I had some experiences, of course. So I'm super excited to share with you all these experiences and how it's changing my life and what we're learning from it. Okay, so here's the question of the day. Are you ever waved at and you're like, oh, hi, who's that? I don't know who they are, but they waved at me. Okay, weirdos, right? Or maybe you're the one going, hey, good to see ya. I don't know you, but hi. My son's been doing some studies just because it's fun and we laugh all the time. If you wave at someone, what are the chances that they wave back, right? If you smile at someone, what are the chances that they return the smile? It's pretty high in the results. It's amazing, but it's not always. Not everybody waves back. You might be one of those people who are like, I don't know you. What are you doing? Why are you waving at me? And oh, this is fun. The sun's coming out of the clouds and changing the lighting. That's fun. So we went through this little area on our way down on our road trip where there's obviously we don't belong. We obviously were not native to the local area there. Native, local? Yeah. And there's no way to hide that fact. No way at all to be like, oh, this 6'5" tall white boy with dark hair is in this neighborhood going into this lunch area, right? We stopped for lunch, and the tallest person around locally is 5'0", and obviously built physically different skin, different. And so it was just interesting to be so different. And then, it's a different culture too. So if they have different expectations if you wave at them, right? In a city, it's a different culture. If you're waving at people, they're probably going to look at you like you're weird a lot more often than if you're in a small town. In a small town, if you wave at your neighbor, they think, oh, I better wave. I don't remember their name, but I should probably know you. And so you're friends anyway, even if you don't remember who they are, because you're in that different kind of culture with the small town. And so we just love this experiment to wave at people. And we waved at so this place was so packed, we decided that we weren't going to eat there because the locals love it there. It was amazing. And so there weren't a lot of places to choose from. And this was interesting because it is a small town kind of thing, but we obviously were not someone that they knew or remembered. So it's kind of an interesting piece in that puzzle, right? So we're in the parking lot, and the drive-through line is like way long, and it's wrapping around the building, and it's going out into the street. And we had gone and parked thinking we're going to go inside and eat. There were only like 5 or 6 cars in line when we decided to go in, and we're like, oh, wow, this is packed. We'll just go to the bathroom and leave. By the time we came out, we're kind of locked in with all these other vehicles. And so somebody had left a little bit of a space, and we're like, oh, thank you. Thank you for letting us through. And they looked at us like this. Totally not going to smile back, not going to return the wave. Just get out of my way already. Okay. You're welcome, I guess, because you got to move. And so that was interesting. And then get my notes here. I took notes because it was so amazing and fabulous. I want to make sure I don't forget to share something with you. So we just randomly wave at people, and that's always exciting for me to wave at people. And oh, sorry about the lighting is being totally crazy. So then on our way back home, we were again traveling and driving, and this is the amazing piece. If you wave at people and you smile at people, it can at least thin that layer if you're going to get through the layer and connect with people. So we stopped at a church building on our way back. We were traveling on Sunday, and we're driving with my nephew, and he knows people. He knows people that are there. It's amazing. And he's like, oh, hi. And we go and we sit down, and a few seconds later, he's like, oh, and he jumps up and starts running. He's like, oh, I'm going to go say hi to them. I know them too. And people in this teeny tiny town that he knew, and he didn't know that they lived there because they met and knew each other in a different place, in a different state even, but they saw each other. And it's such a small world when you wave and smile at people and be friends with people. It's amazing. So this is how we're all the same. In this little tiny town, one of the speakers in the church meeting, she was talking about patience and how we need patience, and how at their one light, they've only got one light in this town. It's a small town. But she said she gets impatient waiting for the one light. And I was like, wow, how perspective is that? That put me into perspective that everyone gets impatient, no matter what our circumstances are. If we've got 30 lights between work and home, and every single one of them are red, versus we have one light to stop at in a small town that's red, we still get impatient. Holy cow! That was mind-blowing to me. But it's so true. Patience it's a test no matter where we are. So I want you, as I'm also putting this on myself, to be a little bit easier on ourselves. Let's be a little bit nicer when we have lack of patience. When we get a little bit frustrated, we get a little bit like, they should all be done already. I've got 45 loads of laundry. Why can't I catch up on my laundry? Whatever it is, it's a test of patience, even if there's only one stoplight in the whole town. It doesn't even matter. It's part of being human. And I love that. The other speaker talked about love and acceptance, and how often we are the ones measuring other people and expecting them to be a certain way. And if we're traveling, we're in a different place, we're putting ourselves in a different culture, different expectations of that area. I remember this lady who didn't smile and wave back at me. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to hold it against her or against me, because that's their culture. They don't wave at people. She's certainly not going to wave at someone she doesn't know. And maybe she, whatever. Doesn't even matter any of the reasons. Why bother wasting that energy trying to analyze someone's actions if it doesn't build you up? It doesn't even need to be analyzed. We're all human. That's just part of it. And we act different in different cultures and different expectations. So what we want to do is just love and accept everyone as a human. If we go back to the basics, we all have the same needs. We all have this desire to belong, desire to be noticed, a desire to be accepted, just as have our own thoughts, Do we belong here? We really just are human. We all have patience trials. We all have these same things. And so I think if we work a little bit harder, I know I'm going to be working a little bit harder, waving and smiling and not measuring the reaction. Wave and smile at myself. We need to trust ourselves. Trust that we are doing what's right. Even if somebody are like, oh, hi, thank you. The common response to that, if they're like, oh, I'm not going to wave at you. I'm not even going to make eye contact. I'm just drive by already. A lot of times we get kind of crunchy and we're like, they didn't wave back to me. We don't need to be like that. It's okay. It's okay. If they're doing their thing and you're doing your thing, it's okay. It's not the first time that someone's not waved back, and it's not the last time. It won't be the last time. Not everyone is the same, and that is wonderful. This is my very first lesson in the school curriculum. Strengths are different. We need each other's strengths, and differences are strengthening. It's good to be different. We can build each other up in different ways, fill in the empty spots that's missing something in our life that someone else has a strength in. It's the most important thing to recognize everyone is different on purpose. You're different on purpose. And what makes you different is a strength. What other people consider weaknesses can be considered a strength. Because you are awesome. You are awesome. Don't forget, I'll say it one more time. You are awesome. You're awesome. Okay, I said it 2 more times. Don't give up on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Have a little more patience with yourself. And let's just love it. Okay, so what are we going to do this week as we move on to the rest of the week? Maybe venture outside that box a little bit. Maybe smile a little bit more at strangers. Maybe wave a little bit more. If someone does wave at you and you don't know them, it's okay to wave back and smile back. It's okay. And it's okay if you don't. Those are the things we're going to work on this week. And we're going from Thanksgiving into the Christmas season here in the United States. And I celebrate Christmas. And I've been loving, there's a lot more Hanukkah things in the stores. I love that. I'm super excited for that. I just love it. Celebrate who you are and celebrate everybody around you. The differences make us stronger. Okay, that's all. I'm super excited for everything that you are doing in your life. You are making this world a better place. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for being you. Remember, you're worth it, and so are they. I'll catch you next time. This is Lydia Taggart on Layers of Communication. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Tune in next week as we discover the layers in order to communicate and connect down to your core on Lydia Taggart's Layers of Communication.